Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. We are just waiting a few minutes to allow other participants to join us. So we are going to start in like 1 minute, just the time that all the participants join us. So I think that we start. Hi, Amoun.
Hi, Zainab.
So I'm really glad to host this webinar today with you with Women in Africa. So just a quick reminder about Women in Africa. Women in Africa is a Pan-African networking platform for women, for high-profile women and entrepreneurs through the continent. And we are very happy today to host Amoun, who is one of our winner for this for our WIA 54 program this year, and she is going to present what she's doing in Somalia, all the wonderful things she's doing with all the women around her. And I just want to let you introduce yourself.
Thank you, Zainabu. My name is Aden Ismail. I live in North Part Somalia, called Somaliland. And I did my educational background in here. And I did my first degree in university level in Sudan. And my second degree, which is a master level, I did in Uganda, Kampala. And actually, I'm now living and working in North part of Somalia, which is called Somaliland. And actually, yes, I'm one of the social enterprises here and also one of the women empowered activists as well.
Thank you so much, Amona. We are very happy again to have you for this webinar. I think that in the advertising, people saw that we are going to talk about entrepreneurship, about leadership, about women empowerment, and also about sport, women in sport, something very interesting that I think very amazing what you are doing with women in sport in Somalia. So I just wanted to start with this question. So what does look like everyday woman alive in Somalia? So when she wake up in the morning, what does she do? Because I'm like at the opposite of you. I'm actually in Dakar, and I travel a lot, and I did have the chance now to go in Somalia and to meet Somalian women. So I'm just curious to know about your everyday life and how does it look like?
Actually, I can describe as Somali women in her daily life activities, like so women, hardworking women, and trying to work and dedicate their life to their family. And actually, in general, Somali women, they form the key part of Somali society, which a clear, divine, and important role in the family and structure as well. And also they play an exceptional, significant role in economic and social development as well. The Somali women are mainly, they are in all level, internally they are a business activity at all level, especially in the medium and small social enterprises and entrepreneurs. and also they make an important contribution for economic growth in the country as well. Beside from that, they expand the employment and livelihood sector as well, because they work and contribute a lot in the sector of economy. And likewise, there's also a cultural limitation for women, their role and status at the Somali society as the result of deep-rooted cultural, gender inequality, because they are either excluded as all formal decision-making level and at the same time asset ownership. Aside from that, the women, Somali women, they are mainly undermining their potential as a political participation and leadership position as well. Yeah.
So very active, they contribute to the economy. They are engaged for their family, and I think that this is something very common that we can see in many more other African countries. So I'm happy to know that we are not very far from Senegalese women are not very far from Somalian women. So that is interesting. And talking about women and their economic power, and also how they contribute to the economy. What are the entrepreneurs? Who are the women in Somalia who do entrepreneurship? So who are that kind of women? What kind of entrepreneurship we can find in Somalia? I'm also curious to know about what it look like, what entrepreneurship look like in Somalia, woman entrepreneurship for sure.
Actually, thank you. Actually, when we're talking about the entrepreneurship in Somali women, they are mainly in all internal business activity level, especially in the media and small level. You can find and or maybe you can find it rarely in high level positions in the business level. And also the women, when we're talking about the economic side, the Somali women are mainly the breadwinners and the head of families. And nowadays, I can say like 90%, or maybe more than 90%, they are breadwinners in the families, in the women, in the sectors of economy, Somali women. As well as when we're talking about as well, the women, as we know that all level, they are contributing a lot in the economic sector. Beside from women as a concept of the being womanhood, there doesn't include kind of rule a social and individual economic decision makers level, which is the core part of entrepreneurship spirit. Beside from that, the context of being a woman and gender discrimination are the much of challenge as a woman, as in African women and also in Somali women. So that when we say like women are facing the context level in gender discrimination, the side of economic. For example, I can give you like, as a moon, if I want to get an investment, it's not easy like a man to get an investment, because when I went to bank, they always asking me that if I have ownership assets, if I have assets, if I have something so valuable that I can put a guarantee for my investment, and that is something that women can avoid us, unfortunately. There's also another challenge in the sector of economic, or maybe I can say the women having their own, their own business. We know that in the management and the executive, the women are providing more and more effective in the workplace. Besides, they are still considered the efficiency. They are not efficient, the handling of labor and the logistic issue, and they always prefer in that position to hold a man. That's another challenge. So the women in the economic sector, they have a very successful, work, but there's also a challenge that I have already mentioned.
So also really interesting. So we have also the same challenges. We have the same challenges accessing to finance, the same challenging with discrimination, the same challenging when it's come to be higher on the top of the organization. So I think that also this is very common everywhere. And just to be clear with our participant, I did not really understood the main fields where we can find women entrepreneurship. Can you come again on it?
Actually, the sector, you mean the fields or mean the
Yeah, the
sectors that we
sectors,
can find Somali women?
yeah, the sectors.
Actually, you can find a woman owning like a restaurant, cafe shops. Also, you can find street vendors are mainly women, as well as you can find a woman having small shops, as well as you can find a woman have, let's say the medium glass, the medium glass business and
Okay.
the low glass business are the mainly area you can find a woman as entrepreneurs.
Okay, very interesting. And it's also there is something you talked to you shared with me when we were preparing this talk. It seems like also you grew up around entrepreneurs. So can you also share a little bit about that?
Okay, actually, everyone knows that when I started my own business, they feel like that's the time I start as an entrepreneur, as a social business women. But actually, in past years, I started this industry as a business a long time ago, when I was 6 years old. If I go back to my history for a while, my mom and my father has their own business, and before I born, we had some civil wars, and then my family and me we flew to Djibouti, where my mom started immediately her shop to take care of our economic and as well as to take care of our life. So when we're there, and then I born, and my mom was taking care both, her business as well as our life. So I grew up, area that business was running. So when I became 6 years old, and at that time it was a one day that my mom was looking for someone that looked for her shop, and she wanted to have some private issue outside the shop, and then she was looking for someone. There was no anyone that around. Then I will ask my mom that she can leave me and I will take care for the shop. And she was surprised and she was looking like me like, oh, you are so young. And also I was so short and I couldn't reach the table of the shop even.
But
Then I,
very
yeah,
confident.
yeah, I feel like I have that strength that I can support my mom, because I saw all my life that my mom was working hard and she was playing a double role, the role of father, the role of mother, the role of teacher, the different roles,
Yeah.
then I feel like I can be like my mom. Then I stripped the chair, and I got an active chair, and I was looking and selling the thing what she want. My mom is coming back. From that day, I started to work with my mom and supporting and giving every support I can provide. From that day up to I became graduated from my high school, I was supporting and part from business industry and the business of my father and my mother as well.
So also very interesting. So you see when in your childhood, your mom working very hard to support your family. So I think that the first role model I can say is your mom. So
Actually, definitely, yeah.
yeah, and the history is very interesting. So I just wanted to share this part of your history with our participant, and talking about also when it's come to be an entrepreneur, the sector and also the why you choose to handle, and the why you choose to handle was for me. I wasn't expecting having this kind of business or activity with a woman, and I said, okay, wow. When I saw your project, I said, okay, you sure is that in Somalia? It seems like very okay, unexpected. And I want to talk about Yuba Center, Sports Center. And can you just tell us a little bit more about the history of this center?
Actually, before I started, is the connection well?
Yeah, I can see you and hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Actually, before I start the formation of my center, I was also established small business before the center, and then I had a shop, online shop, which is called African Online Shop, and aimed for this online shop to showcase how African stuff is beautiful and how it's starting, and showcase that the world, that African culture, while it's tourism or food and everything, is beautiful. So African online shop was my first business that I has owned. And secondly, with my sister, we established together for this
And
center.
sorry, just before you go very further on the second project. So online shop. Can you explain also how do you come to that and all the challenges you had when you create this online shop? Because I can imagine that we are in Africa, we have the same issues. So connectivity, making people go online and buy stuff, etc. What is the experience you get with that?
Actually, when I started the online shop, I think I was, or maybe very few people was before me in the online shop sector. So the main challenge I was facing was like internet connection, because everyone can avoid, the internet. And the same time, the people, they don't believe that they can sell and buy things in online.
Yeah.
And the third thing was, I couldn't avoid to reach my staff in a fair place. So I was only limited in my city only. And the third challenge was like, and while I was bringing the staff in African countries, sometimes it might have been the delay for, because there is no exactly direct connection for online system in my country and other African countries. And we know that in the system of online system, African people, it's not like high level as a international level. So that was my challenge when I started the online shop. But now I expand my business into other regions. But still, I'm a territory of Somali, not reaching another African countries as well, an international level.
It's going. We wish all the best for that. I think that you have all the resources to go to this and make this business also international. And also you were about to talk about what you did with your sister.
Yeah, and me and my sister, and we creating this center we call an Ubah Inspire and Fitness Center, and we created for this center after we realizing that the need for women to get a safe space to exercise, network, and get inspired programs, as well as because of these three areas I'm talking about, like exercising, sport, and fitness and nutrition as well, is very important because women have not gone a chance for these areas, or maybe they don't give a priority. So that women, and that all gaps will try to bridge and contribute a Somali, especially in my women, as something different. That's why we create this center, and we create and officially launch for this center in April 2017. And it took for a long to convince people, and told them like important of fitness and nutrition and networking for women. And also because when I'm talking about the challenge, and specifically when I'm said like it take for time to convince the people, Somali community, they have some misconception for sport, because they believe like sport, if the woman or girl play sport, she she can easily make muscularity and be like a man. And also they believe like if a woman play sport, also they might have problem for fertility, or maybe she become a fertile, or maybe she will lose a virginity. And also they believe like, and as we know that the Somali women, like 99.8%, we are undergone FGM, female genital mutilation, or cutting, as the people know. So they believe like if she play a sport, she might open and she might lose the respect of the community, because we believe like a lady that not sewing or undergone FGM, she's not like a good woman, or maybe she's not like a respectful woman. So that those all myths, misconceptions, uh, it took like a long to convince the people that all myths are not real. And actually, for at this moment, we have, thank God, we have made a lot of football teams, and also we made a lot of successful program that inspire girls and women in my country. And nowadays, you can find girls that are very proud and told everyone that they're playing football. They are athletic women. And also, you can find like a very confident and inspiring girl that can speak loudly and talk about their rights as well.
So that you found the very powerful way to link leadership with sport for women, so that they have this they believe in themselves and know that they can do things that are forbidden for them by the society, but with no reason. And what I can see and understand listening to you is that also you are contributing to educate population, because talking about sport is the main thing that people have to do to keep in good health. So I think that there is no problem obviously there is no problem between sport or being in a good health for a woman. So I see that also the big challenges you have is to educate people. So we are going to go deeper on what you are doing in football, because that's very impressed me. But I wanted before to have a picture of the center. So what do you propose very concretely in this center? What are the activities when women come to your center? What can they do?
Actually, our center, we provide networking programs, we provide inspiration programs, we provide sport. When we come in sport, we provide a football, we provide a volleyball, and also we provide a physical exercise, and also we provide in like a gym and aerobics activities, Zumba, and all those stuff. And also center provide as well in motivational speeches and lectures as well. So also we support every girls that want to have a program for empowerment programs, because we have a space, so we give them a free to exercise the programs you want to conduct.
And you talk a lot about safety for this center. For you, it's very important, this safety thing. So why
Yeah.
is that important to have a safer place for women to have access to sport, to have access to the networking, etc.?
Actually, the safety and security is our priority, because Somali, especially when we are Somali people, we are 100% Muslim, and we should protect our women as a precious. So when we're talking about the exercise and sport, the women should also, we know that the women, they wear a short trousers and sport stuff or dressing. So maybe they will be without cover head. So all this stuff we should protect, that all the pictures should be secure. We should also protect at the videos, and maybe their body should not be relieved. And our center, as well as the trainings, our center, the administration, and the manager, the founder, and everyone included that center are the women, especially the security guard outside in the center are men. But all other people and staff, or maybe the participant in joining the programs, or the center at the women.
So all the center, inside the center is woman friendly, so that
Yeah.
women, yeah, feel in a safer place. Also feel confident to allow themselves to do what they want to do, like sport you're talking about. And I'm curious about knowing the type of woman you host in your center. What type of women come to your center? Are they young? Are they I don't know, high manager? I don't know. Or is that that can be any Somalian woman come to your center?
Actually, it's open for every women and girls, but mainly or majority that join the program is age between 15 to 25 years old, and that age is the mainly age that they can play a football, they can do a more exercise. Also, there's a women mothers special who came to weight loss, and also came like to features their body. And also we have a very young age, which is 8 to 11 years old, which also bring together to know each other and to learn how the women support each other, to exercise, and also to showcase their potential. Because we know that when the young people, when the children are very small, if we growing up the situation that they have a lot of confidence, they can do a later and everything, and it's also they can talk by their rights as well. So that's why we also start this young age as well. And recently we start like a few months ago in the young age people as well.
So very interesting. So young woman, young adult also, and also adult. You have these very diverse type of woman coming to your center. That is very encouraging. I think it's not something just for privileged people or these kind of things. There is no discrimination for women to come to your center.
Beside, let me add you also, we have also in different, level of economic classes in women. We have IDBs, like displacement people, we have refugees, we have different races as well as the Yemenis, we have Ethiopians, we have Somalis, we have a mixture of women, because that's why we said we are looking for networking. Because when the women came together and make a strong network, they can bring something new, they can have a strong bond, they can make a strong force as well. That's
Yeah.
why we said we have to bring a different, categories, a different races for women to know each other, to network and make some different things.
So, and now I'm coming to the question that myself interests me the most. So you talk about sport. So when we talk about women in sport, we think about you talk about Zumba, about fitness and other kind of sport that we can imagine with women. And we saw that lately the woman in football was very had a huge exposure with the World Cup, etc. And I
Yeah.
cannot imagine that we can find a woman team in Somalia playing football. So why football? I am very curious to know why you decide to propose football.
Actually, when we talk about the sport, I know, there's a lot of, is, activity of sport. Why a football? Actually, for football, I can say like my sister and my was very passionate about the football. And also the football, we have met a lot of girls that passionate about also football, but they don't have a playground to play. And also the another reason for football is, football, there's a lot of running, there's a lot of physical exercise, and that can make more fitness for women as well. So that's why we selected football. And also we will add in a lot of other activity, as I mentioned before, a volleyball, tennis, and other, even we include in a running as well. So that's why we have a mixture. But our priority is the football, and we will soon start a national level in Somali women football teams.
Oh yeah, so, oh, very, very interesting. And actually, what did you achieve with this football team, women football team? Did you play with? Did you do did some competition, some regional competitions, things like that? What did you achieve with this team actually?
Actually, when we start to divide themselves in teams, and later on we divide it in as a a city with a different district in the city, and now we are preparing as nation level with the different regions girl football, and we hold a tournament as well.
Yeah, preparing a tournament in your center.
Yeah.
And actually, you have women that are interested in joining this team from the coming from the other regions.
Yeah, of course. We have a lot because the young girls, they were looking for a chance and a space to showcase and to pursue their passion, which is a football. So there's a lot of women and young girls that are waiting to be part for this tournament.
Very interesting. And do you know? Do you have a date for the date for where is going to be this tournament? You are going to have this tournament when? Amun, I think that Amun have a technical issue. Amun, can you hear me? I think that Amun have a technical issue. So maybe we can just wait some few seconds to see if she's coming back. Oh, okay. So I think that Amun have a technical issue. Maybe we can just stay a few to see if she can reconnect and come back with us. Uh, So I hope that Amun will be able to join us, to come back to us, to continue this conversation about Somalia, women playing football in Somalia, and also everything she is doing in her center to empower women and to also support other women communities. So I hope that she will be able to join us so that we can just finish the conversation. So sorry about that. I just reached Amun on the phone, so she's trying to reconnect. There is some internet issue in Somalia, actually, where she is, and she's trying to reconnect actually right now.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you and we can see you also.
Thank you. Sorry for connection, error connection for my internet.
Yeah, we understand. So actually, I think that we were talking about why you were proposing football in your center. Something very, it's not something that very common that we can imagine happening in Somalia. So maybe we can, you can talk again about this to continue the conversation where we stopped to.
Actually, yeah, I was talking about the preparation. We are still on the preparation process, and we are still on the fundraising process, because I said like to hold like this big tournament that you bring all the girls in the regions. You know how it will be so hard and will be so burden. So we are working, and I expect soon we will start like maybe a couple months later or maybe next month. It depends on how we get the sponsors.
Okay, and officially, is that football organized, woman football organized in federation, officially organized? Is that an organization that manage what you are doing actually in a official way?
No, we are the ones that we organize. Obah Center will organize, but we are looking for other supports from different stakeholders that we are willing to work with us, or maybe supporting a girls.
Yeah, sure. And you I think that you are facing also still facing a lot of challenges. Maybe you can share with us what are the challenges you are facing to make your this business you have in this center to grow and maybe to extend to other region in Somalia.
Actually, the challenge are, you know, we can summarize all challenges here, but if I try to point out a few challenges, like the first challenge is the one that I was talking about earlier, which was the misconception of sport in women. And the second challenge is like parents and the community, they don't have that much understanding or awareness about the sport and importance of the sport. And also there is a less priority of government and other sector in the women's sport. And also there is a fundamental inequality when it comes to football. You can find Minister of Sport and other, you know, companies and private sectors to support for women, I mean, men football. But you can head like we willing, the ones that willing to support, or maybe they are very limited, the people that willing to support women in sport. So there's a gender equality as well in the sports sector. Beside from that, it's also financial limitation as well. It's another challenge. And also another challenge I can hear to mention is also, it's like, how can I describe, like, it's like something that in generally community, they don't see like what we have doing is have value, or, you know, they don't, most of them, they don't have that much of, you know, understanding, and they don't see that what we have doing has a great impact in our community. Mm-hmm. So all this, it's need like a long term of, you know, community perception change and attitude change. And I hope, and I'm strongly believe that one day we will achieve where we want to reach soon.
Yeah, I'm very confident about that, and I know that, and I can imagine you have also support from women from your community, and all that women also that are already engaged in what you are doing. They are also going to spread around them all the empower things that you bring to them, so that the network women doing sport in Somalia is going to spread. And what can someone who wanna support or help can do for you? What do you need?
Actually, we need both information support as well as a financial support. When I say information support, I mean like a skill, because it's new in our country to start up such kind of center that train girls for football, and we don't have that much trainers, especially women trainers. So we look for a skill support. We look for networking support. Also, we look for a knowledge support in sector of fitness, PE, sport, and such etc. And also we look for a mentoring as well. Also, mentoring is very important to us, besides from financial support also.
Also, I think that it's something also that is very reachable to raise skill in sport for women. So like doing something like I think training some trainer, so that those trainer can just also spread what they all the competencies they acquire through the network you are building. So this is very important, and also professionalize the activity you are doing, and also the sport, the sector, to professionalize it for women. And I think also is a very important step to go formal also, and also have some support coming from international organization that can support you. And I think that there is a lot of initiative internationally that can also support if you get to that level of being professional, being formal, etc. What do you think?
Actually, of course, we try to reach that level, and I can say like now we are at a good level for professionalizing our and our business as well. So now we are looking for network from maybe the African Union for football, and also we are looking for, or maybe network we can reach a FIFA as well. And also we are looking for institutions that working for development, sport development as well. So networking also is very important if someone was looking for to support us.
So yeah, I think that, and also Women in Africa is going to support as they can to make you reach this network, and also have the support that you need. And to just finish, my last question is going to be, I think that we already talked about that, about the role model. Who is your role model? But I just wanted to know if you have a role model outside of your mom. Obviously, we understood that, but do you have any other role model that you wanted to talk about?
Actually, I can say the person that's always I rely on, and also always be in my manner of movement, and the great motivation is my mom. From beginning to end is my mom. So she's all for everything, and she always in my back. That's why I see my kids more role model in my life.
So, and I must imagine that you have all her support, and it's very important for you also. And do you have any motto as a last thing that you can share to our participants? Sorry, I think that the
Actually,
connection.
I can say like if everyone tried to do something and touching in the apple, working the connection.
Yeah, the connection is disturbing. Yeah, actually.
What about now?
Yeah. So I was talking about a
It's okay.
mobile. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, my move or maybe the man of my movement is like I see like I want to bridge the gaps for the women empowerment issue, and also to pursue my passion, which contribute the life of women for whatever I can, for my experience, for my knowledge, also for my hard working. That's that's what uh, that's what's the manner of my movement.
So thank you very much for this last word, and we were very happy to have you with us today to talk about what you are, all the amazing things you are doing for women in Somalia, in your center around sport, around leadership and women empowerment. So we apologize for the network and so the technical issue we had. And we thank a lot, Amun, if you have a last word to share before we say goodbye to our participants.
I just want to share that. Thank you so much, Nabu. I'm very glad to have this preparation. I love to talk and share my experience and also to have talk with you. And also I would like to thank WIA Women in Africa. And I'm very glad as well to be part of WIA 54 2020. And I also wanted to share the women in Africa, my Somali women in Africa, and all women. To reach where we want, we have to work together. We have to be hand on hand, and we have to support each other. And you shouldn't never give up what you want to reach. And so much, we women in Africa, thank you for all participants that was taking their time to listen to us. And I'm really so glad to have you here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amun. So never give up is your last word. So thank you very much. This is something that we live every day in Women in Africa, never give up. And we we invite you to stay with us in coming talk to just come and see all the incredible women that are part of Women in Africa network. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here with us today, and see you soon in another talk. Bye-bye.